Right, good evening all, and welcome to the mini racing and the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Due to a little problem with driver dropouts and a few new drivers coming in, we are going to have to delay qualifying by about 10 minutes. I shall get back to you all as soon as we're ready to go. Right, hello and welcome again to the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Tonight we're at Red Bull Ring Mini. We have had to delay qualifying a little, just a few connection issues, few new drivers coming in. Qualifying will be starting in about 2 minutes time. In 1 minute's time. Myself, I'm normally NDR Cuddles, who runs in the Flying Zebra livery. Unfortunately, due to Andy being unavailable tonight, you're going to have to put up with the wafflings of me, which also means that unfortunately I'm not going to be able to race. Get ready now, I'm going to start the qualifying session, 15 minutes. And then we'll move on to the first race, which will be 10 laps. Fastest first. And then we'll move on to 22 laps with a reverse grid with the tyre wear and the fuel turned on. Right, let's get the qualifying session underway. I'll have to apologise now for the sniffles, I do have a bit of a cold. And if you hear another noise that sounds like Darth Vader, that's just me having a go on my e-cig. I'll try and keep that to a minimum for you. Okay, qualifying's underway. First out of the pits, we have NGR Cutler in the Blue Wave Motorsport Mini. The drivers coming out for their out lap now. In race 1, we are restricted to just the medium tyres. No tyre wear, no fuel consumption. Red Bull Ring Mini, I do believe we're just a little over the minute mark per lap. I think if anyone can breach the minute mark, we'll be looking at a pole position for them. Cutler picks up a time penalty on the out lap there, so his first flying lap will be void. Knows this, so he's pulled out the way, let others past. Great sportsmanship there. So let's move. Right, here we have Fraser Smith. Raced last week as a filler, but he's took over a permanent spot now for a driver who's left. Pretty new to NGR. Good active member. He's racing now in the Minis, the Friday Night Clios and the Sunday GT4 European Series. We've got 1 minute 6:59. Say just a little over a minute. stick with him. Let's see if anyone can beat him for that lap for now. Slightly behind him, we have Game Range and Matt Smart. Matt, as we know, took the win last week at Magyar Centre. Running out wide there. That's cycling down. Now I know from experience that the full Red Bull track is a bit of a funny one. There is a few corners, you can cut a big chunk off the corner, and other corners, slightest bit of rubber over the line and you're picking up a penalty. So let's see how it goes on the Mini. Fraser's kicked pole position down to a 59 seconds. Very slightly under a minute's time. You may or may not know, we do have 3 classes running in the Minis. We have the Pro, the Pro-Am and the AN. We do have a varying skill level of the drivers. Coming into 5 minutes of the qualifying session, 10 minutes to go. So far Fraser's managed to make the pole position his own. So as I said, this is split into 3 different classes. Each class does get a point awarded for pole position, so even if someone qualifies further down the grid, they can still pick up the point for pole position for their individual class. Let's move down. GTP Rickworks, or Rip Crossers I believe Andy calls him normally, in the stand up to Hamilton machine. Got a good run up the start finish straight there. Surreptitiously, David Clark getting a little wild and out of control onto the grass. Right, let's have a quick run through another new driver, fresh tonight. Kameme, who is actually the son of Surreptitiously, stepped in tonight. Good 4 seconds off the pole pace. Excuse me. Wide onto turn 1, which you can get away with here. judging by the movements of the car, I'd have to guess he's on pad, not a wheel. See if we can close that gap any. Comes down the start finish. No, he can't. So we have a new pole position leader, Mike Nutley, in the Stewlin livery. Two and a half tenths of a second. Mike, as most of you regularly watch will know, is one of the faster guys on track. Big cut on the corner there. Yeah, picks up a penalty. So let's have a look down at some of the Pro-Am drivers. Andy Faraday, Scar Wars in the NGR livery. Winning just a bit over a second off the pace. Do believe, if memory serves me correct, he's in contention still for the Pro-Am crown. Also picked up a penalty. Oh. Biggs is having a chat to the marshals there. NGR cut there, a bit over a second and a half off the pace. Marshall pretty much an 100th of a second behind them. Just under 4 minutes of qualifying left. Still got Psychodynamic in pole. Fraser, who does have a kart in background, seems to be working for him in the leagues he's running in. Marshall can't improve on his time there. Oh, a South African friend, Happy HBK. Oh, have a look in your mirrors, my friend. Have a look in your mirrors. Took Mad Marshall right out of the game. Currently in 10th is Fredo, younger brother of Chloe Chewitt, who's sponsoring the league for us. Apology there from Happy. So from what I can gather, Freddie can't have had a clean lap in yet, as he's a second and a half up on his best time. Stay with him for the rest of this lap. He's moved up to 9th. See as he crosses the start finish this time. Posts himself straight up to 6th. So miles better lap for him there. So with little over a minute to go, it currently stands Psycho Dynamic, Fraser, Game Ranger, Matt Smart, who's our animator from London, if I remember rightly. Four pro guys. Oh, we're at 10. Looks like everyone's winding down. Let's prepare for the start of race 1. As I said, 10 laps, medium tyres only, no wear or fuel. And let's get the race underway. False starts are on, so if you jump the lights you will be held back. And here we go. We head down into turn 1. GTP Gripworks has dropped back. A little gap between the front 5 or 6 opening up. What looks like a bit of a gap opening up there between Mike Nutley and Fraser. Fraser going on the outside. Big gap opening up there. Coming to turn 1 for the second lap. It's as if Fraser's stuck to the back of Mike Nutley's car there. Not much separating them two at the minute. Right. Brickworks has made his way up back into third. Closely followed by Scar Wars and Game Ranger. So about a big gap has opened up between the Pro guys and the Pro-Am. So we've got that. So there's the Pro-Am guys. Oh, all over the place, little bits of bumping. One good thing about these cars is you can have a little knock and a bump and still keep them under control. So into lap 3 now. On board with NGR Mad Marshall, currently sitting in 9th. Running in the Pro-Am. And to be fair, the only original AM driver is Happy HBK. You're doing his chances of winning the trophy and the personalised NXTGEN t-shirt a lot of good. The winner of each class trophy is very kindly put up by Chloe and Freddie's granddad. Let's move back up to the front. Oh, Fraser's got past Mike Nutley there. Can he stay there? Oh, he's picked up a penalty. Psychodynamic takes the lead again. A few of the pro guys, a few of the drivers full stop picking up penalties as we go around on lap 4. As I say, this is a very iffy track, if I can call it that. Some corners you can take massive chunks, others got no leeway at all. So coming into lap 5, we've got Psychodynamic followed by Fraze, then Scar Wars. Brickworks has dropped down into 4th, Game Ranger dropped down into 5th. Freddie in 6th place, closely followed by Cutler. Big gap. And then we've got Surreptitiously, Dave Clark, Mad Marshall and Cameron. So I think we'll go up front. First keeping the heat on Psychodynamic. Coming into lap 6. Looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race for the final. Scarwell's up there in 3rd, which is technically first position for the Pro-Am class. We've got another battle going on. Brickworks and Game Ranger for 4th position. Should think before the race is out we should see him catch up to Scar Wars. Time will tell. Now Fredo, big penalty for Fredo there. Sitting in 6th. Cutler's got a small penalty behind him, but the gap difference would mean if there was to finish with the penalties they've got, then Cutler would leapfrog over Fredo. Fredo takes a wide line on that corner. box a little bit, slowly knocking down the penalty off there. Move back up to the front. Psychodynamic's still leading, but Fraser isn't letting him off easy. Going to the final turns, come on to lap 8. Psychodynamic will be getting a bit sick of seeing him in his rearview mirror at the minute. So kind of got 4-second gap between these two in the third place. Gr4's there. Running with what's his pen? Nah, it's run off his penalty pretty much. Got a little under a second and a half cushion behind him before rip cross. Game Ranger running about a second behind him. A few of them getting a little slide going on into this final bend. Down to the battle between Fredo and Cutler's going. Massive penalty for Fredo there, 3.3 seconds. And Cutler takes him going into turn 1. And Fredo not really showing any signs of trying to run his penalty off. He's still trying to overtake. Penultimate lap now. Stay with the leaders. Seems to be the closest battle going on. There we are into the final lap. Psycho runs wide. It still keeps his position ahead of Fraser. About halfway through the lap. Fraser's really putting the pressure on Mike, has done for the full race. Look at there, almost touching. Now's the time if Fraser's going to make it. Oh, he cuts inside. Mike runs wide, coming into the final bend. Psychodynamic holds on to it to take... Oh, penalty though, will he? Fraser's got the penalty, sorry. Yeah, so Psychodynamic takes the win. Followed by Fraser. Gr4's, good result for him. Game Ranger actually overtook Rip Cross at some point there that I missed. Cutler in 6th. Fredo comes in 7th. Happy HBK moves up to 8th at some point. Mad Marshall surreptitiously. And Cam Emma coming in a good bit behind the rest. As I say, it's his first race. He didn't get no practicing whatsoever. He was pretty much straight into the qualifying. So I think we can give him a bit of a let off there. So there we have it, end of race 1. There's your race standings. We'll have a little break now and then we're going to have the second race, which will be 22 laps, where you're welcome to use any tyre. Oh yeah, Big T left. Missed what happened to him. But yeah, so race 2, you're welcome to use any tyre, but there is tyre wear on, and we'll also be having a fuel usage as well. So just quickly congratulate the winner. Dumbest penalty system ever. It's not so much the penalty system as the penalty system on this track. Okay, race 2 will start at 9:15, so in 7 minutes time. little over a minute till the start of race 2. There we go, it's 22 laps. Fuel and tyre wear on. And a reverse grid of the... So some of the faster guys. Psychodynamic phrase. We have to contend with making the way through the pack. As I said, you can probably see from the comments, as I've said a couple of times during the race, it is a strange track. Turn 1, you can run as wide as you like without picking up a penalty. Yet you cut the slightest bit, like penultimate and last turn, and you're picking up big penalties. Okay, alter track. Hopefully the second race will bring us as good of battles as the first one seemed to. Waiting for one more. Right, let's start race 2. Race 2's reverse grid. So if you finished last in the first race, you're on pole position, and vice versa. Here we go for the start of the second race. Seems all drivers get away pretty clean. Headlights on. And the front 2, father and son combination. Psychodynamic always making his way through the grid. What do I see? Fresh forgot there's a second race. So Surreptitious in leads. Happy's moved up into second, overtaking Kamama. Oh yeah, Fraser must have got disconnected. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that now. Psychodynamic already moved up into 4th. Gr4's in third, where he finished race 1. He's made good headway up the pack. Fredo's dropped down to 5th. Gr4 has moved up. And again, you see gaps moving up. Fraser, don't message while the race is in progress. Unneeded distraction. Fredo's picked a penalty up again. We move up to the front. Happy took lead. Well wide there though. Psychodynamics pushing Gr4's for 3rd spot. Which is tough. Gr4's run wide. Game Ranger drop down, no, move back up to 5th. 3 laps in of 22. Be interesting to see who's using what strategy, what tyres. Happy running well wide. Big gaps opening up further down the pack. We'll probably find these are running a more leaner mix. That's to save fuel, save on pit time. I think the likes of Happy and Surreptitiously, probably even Gr4's, are just going all out. Gr4 moving up into 3rd. Until they actually pit, we won't know who's been running what tyres. Bit of a slide there going into the final bend from Gr4. He's closing the gap on the front two. Game Ranger behind him does seem to be dropping off a little. Do believe Matt does run a little leaner. Drives to save fuel. Surreptitiously takes the lead away from Happy. Can he keep it? Gr4 challenging there fast. Can he take 2 in 1? And there he goes, took Happy, putting the push on Dave surreptitiously. Across the line, coming up to 10-1. Bit of a cut there. Picks up a penalty. So you've still a good close bunch up at the front there. As I say, these guys are probably either all running soft, maybe even super softs. There's the likes of further back. We're running leaner mixes, probably medium, maybe even hard tyres, although I don't think anyone would be running hard, but I could be wrong. Gr4 has taken the lead. Henny putting the push on surreptitiously there. He takes second. And move further back down the field. Psychodynamic ambling away in 4th and 5th. Fredo getting this race, picking up some big penalties. So, roughly a third of the way through the race. We could be seeing pit stops coming any time now. Freddie keeps racking up those penalties. Scarwell's picking up there. Cutler's first into the pit, so he's running softs. Pretty big suits for the pit crew there. He is going for fuel. On someone else. Unfortunately, since the last game update, the fuel intake does seem to have slowed down quite considerably. It does make for a longer spell in the pits, but everyone's in the same boat, everyone has to spend the same time, unless of course you run in a lean mix. Gr4 putting a good bit of distance between himself and the rest of the pack. Could soon be made up if someone else is running a different strategy. So we've got a good close group between 2nd and 7th, so back in the mix, although he's a lap down on everyone else. Obviously he's the only one who's pitted so far. Fredo managing to lose a bit of his penalty time. So your front three are front 2 Happy's retake. Oh no, Psychodynamic takes back 3rd place, so we've got a pro front 3. Gr4, Game Ranger and Psychodynamic. Surreptitiously trying to one to the back of that little group. Cutler in there, he's a lap behind everyone else. Fast approaching the halfway stage of the race. Should definitely see 1 or 2 coming into the pits over the next lap or 2. There we go, 2 more coming into the pits. Happy and surreptitiously. Freddie, unfortunately, still racking up those penalties. Surreptitiously hasn't done bad running on mediums against guys on soft there. More penalties added for Fredo, Scarwars, David Henny in the pits. Rob Hogan, NGR Bad Marshall, does actually marshal real life race events. Steadaway in 6th. And if any of you remember last week, he did actually use the sneaky tactic of not having to pit at all. Will he go for it again this week? Surreptitiously, Happy and Camera all in the pits. Ripcross Eric Cohen, 8 seconds out in the lead, putting a big buffer between him and the rest, although Matt Smart doesn't look to be catching him. Does have some penalty time to run off. Most penalties I've seen racked up in one race, this one I think. Everyone's picked one up at some point. Mike Nutley there, Psychodynamic, squeezing up on Matt Smart of Game Ranger. Cutler a lap behind. There on the turn in, both of them onto the runoff exit in the corner. So we've got Ripcross, Psychodynamic, Game Ranger, Fredo, Scar Wars, Mad Marshall, Cutler, Surreptitiously, Happy HVK, and Camera. Ripcross now nearly 10 seconds out in the lead, managing with the fastest lap, not yet pitted. I would assume we would have to pit any time now, otherwise God knows how he's keeping up this pace on the rest. 14 laps of 22. Fredo pitting in there, been running on. Fredo has been running on hards. Interesting to see if anyone else is. 14 laps out the hard tyres. Mad Marshall's switched to the super softs. So as I said last week, he didn't pit at all. He made a pit stop this week. Move up to the leader now. Pulling away every lap, increasing that gap between him. Psychodynamic as he took second place away from Game Ranger. Cutler's managed to overtake them both. I wonder if there's maybe been a little incident there, but remember Cutler is a lap down. Game Ranger falling behind slightly from Mike Nutley. Psychodynamic. And Scar Wars pretty much running his own race. Is technically in the first position for his class, the Pro-Am class, even though 4th overall. Points are scored for individual classes, not overall results. Which Fredo there is a second place finish for his class. Big 21-second gap between himself and Cutler is also Pro-Am. So as it stands, each class is running in their own race. The first 3 are all Pro and 4 Pro-Am. Unfortunately we did lose Bigsy after race 1, he had to shoot off. Mike's in the pits there. Ripcross has dropped down to 4th. So So as I say, he did extend that big gap, but now he's pitted, dropped down to 4. Matt Smart, who is quite a good strategist, took the lead. 16 lap, 6 to go. We'll be seeing a little splash and dash from him towards the end of the race. Again, picking up a penalty. Lots of penalties being picked up tonight. So unfortunately, we've got no close battling going on at the minute. Everyone's pretty much running their own race. All comes down to strategy in this second race. Scarwars has moved up into second. Having a good night tonight for him. Looks as if he could well pick up maximum points. So, fairly big gap between him and Fredo, who's his closest rival for his class. On board with Freddie, who's a younger brother of Chloe. Be interesting if we see him move up to the real life minis. Currently looking at the Enduro car where he's running. So unfortunately, no real close battling action to take you to. Everyone's big time gaps between each other, technically. Freddie again running wide there. Oh, 4 laps to go. Game Ranger's still leading. Yet to make a pit unless I missed it. Like I say, maybe even see a little splash and dash from him, or might have nicked Mad Marshall's tactic and gone for a no-stop strategy, which I would assume he'd be running on hard tyres for that. There we go, 3 laps to go, he does believe the pits. And a little splash and dash, yeah, running hard. See that how that affects the standings. Scarwars pits as well. And Psychodynamic takes the lead, which now Mike has already pitted, so I would assume he wouldn't need to pit again. Game Ranger's still in the pits. Rip crosses just under 5.5 seconds, but is closing the gap. And no, big gap to close in 2 laps. Game Ranger's out the pits in 3rd. Again, a big gap though to close between him and the top 2 of Psychodynamic and Ripcross. Scar Wars out of the pits. Leading the Pro-Am class. Happy HPK, who's the leader of the AM class at the minute. Surreptitiously 2.5 seconds-ish behind him. There we go, Camera, as I say, brand new driver tonight, straight into qualifying, he didn't get no practice. First time in the car. Fredo pitted there. 1 lap to go, probably a little splash and dash, a little bit of fuel. Still a good 4.5 second gap between Mike Nutley and Eric Cohen. Would have to be a pretty big mistake by Mike to throw the win away now. Said that he is coming up on Mad Marshall, could slow him down. Stick with him for the remainder of the lap. Extending the gap up to 5 seconds now. Final bend. He's going to take the win. Emerging race winner, Psychodynamic. Pops in a cheeky fastest lap there as well. GTP Ripcross coming in second. Matt Smart third. Good night for Scar Wars there, taking the Pro-Am win for both races. Two tenths to go for Cutler. Gonna come in 5th. A few of the back markers obviously finished a lap down on these guys. Just Fredo to finish. And there we have it, that's the end of race 2 and the end of the round tonight. Thank you all for watching. Sorry I can't do as good a job as what Andy normally does, but he's had to work, so I've had to step in at last minute. So with any luck, he'll be able to resume next week. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup.